Hi guys. Now here's a thought or a question that we need to figure out an answer to. Now during the times that we live in currently, or such as Kali Yuga in general, have you ever wondered why does someone have or face a problem unnecessarily? Why does someone good face so much bad in their life? And why does someone so bad that they are so untalented that they deserve nothing, yet they have everything at the palm of their hands? Now, what is the reason behind this? There are some times where we sit around and just read some news and we just feel that there is no God in this world. A 3-year-old being mercilessly killed, a 12, 13-year-old girls across the nation or across the globe being ill-treated. Why does this happen? Should this happen in a land that is supposedly the land of God? So what is the real meaning of all these things that are happening? Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, there is a very simple definition of the word karma. When you perform any act, most importantly an act that affects a second person. It could be your mother, it could be your father. Now, a mother's character towards a son as being designed to that of unconditional love, regardless of how bad the son or the daughter behaves to the mother. But in reality, let us think for 1 second. How do we respond to other individuals at the time of good and at the time of bad? Our actions that have an effect of others will also have an effect in us sometime in the future. This is the law of science, law of karma, and simply the law of nature itself. Now, this very law of nature is what binds the Kalki avatar as well in the Kali Yuga. Now, when we talk about all the sins that man commits during the Kali Yuga, we should be focused on one particular sin, and that is doing wrong karma even for one simple thing. Now here the simple things are not treating your parents properly, or a parent neglecting their child completely, or any human being that has failed to do their individual duty. Now when someone fails to do their individual duty, it is an action, but it will always have a very, very negative consequence sometime later. Now, on the other hand, if someone does something good, or if someone learns the art of forgiving the little things and only leaving it in the hands of nature when things go beyond their control, you would see amazing things happen in their life. And throughout the Hindu mythology or the Hindu philosophy, it is always said that a man's life is not bound to one physical body alone. Now, I know this is too much of science or too much of mythology, but just in the case of the question, it's just a very simple thought or a question. Why do you find some 3-year-old or 5-year-old people that are so talented naturally, to which we dub them in the modern media as God's talent or God's child? But is it really God's child, or is it just something more to it? And sometimes when someone of the same age falls for an absolute misery, immediately the people have a sympathy and call it the fate of that little one. So is it fate in this case, or is it God's child in that case? Or should it be something that, as the Bhagavad Gita calls, can we term it as the karma of one's actions that are giving it back in good or bad? And sometimes you would actually wonder, just even at as young an age that I have experienced this one particular thing. So you just think of this question and see whether you have experienced it in your life. Have you ever experienced something like the same thing is happening to you again and again, but with different people and in a different situation? This thing is very common for everyone's life, that the same particular scenario would keep happening throughout their course of life, that everything would go properly, but there will be one negative character who does the same thing. Or on the other hand, everything would be negative, but there will be one man who just comes around like God and helps you to have a better future. Now, these simple things are not in our control. This is completely determined by what we do in the past, which affects us in the present, and how we respond to those past acts in the present determines our future. So here it envelops the question: is the past, present, and the future all interconnected to a point of no return? And that is the very question that this video asks us, and the conclusion of chapter 13 in the Bhagavad Gita. The remaining chapters of the Bhagavad Gita also have a point of path of knowledge and how we should realize the inner wisdom of knowing yourself, which we would be covering in the next 4 chapters and the final leg of our philosophy series, the Bhagavad Gita. So that's a wrap for this particular episode. I would see you guys in the next video. Until then, it is goodbye, and of course, thank you for watching.